I'll have to ask Emily, but I think she's related to the guy who, I don't know if invented it the right but like
Invented the onion? Cultivated the onion?
Vidalia onion. Is that an onion?
Whoa. Are they from
Yeah.
Georgia?
Jo- no,
That
I don't. I don't.
Vidalia, Georgia is
Oh,
where a Vidalia onion is from.
oh, I gotta ask her what her connection is, or her dad's always telling a story, and I probably should know it because he tells it all the time. But
About
um,
onions.
there's some sort of connection there.
Hmm. Well, I'd be curious to know because really I am super into onions.
All right, I'll just text her now.
Yeah.
Welcome to Friends on Purpose
Where two friends talk about life, love,
and finding purpose.
what you got there?
It's not anything special. It's a switchback citrus vista.
Citra Vista. I like that.
Travista.
Yeah, that's
It's
a pretty
not.
can.
It's okay. They have I think it's a Mansfield IPA, which is I like better.
Yeah.
But
Man's
even
got
that's
opinions.
not like it's not as good as like Zero Gravity's stuff.
Good old Zero G.
I don't know. Did you know that Emily's related to the guy who discovered the IPA?
I was like, this can't be going where I think it is. Oh boy,
Variety
that's a
of,
real groaner.
Wah, wah.
Speaking of types
Speaking
of humor,
are we warmed up enough?
we're gonna be.
Okay.
We're gonna take a real swing here today.
Yeah, I feel like we might be setting ourselves up for
Critique.
not being funny.
Well, I actually have some thoughts on why when you try to be funny, it's not funny. So we can get to
Okay.
that later. And we're not trying to be funny here.
Okay. So what's today's topic?
Today we're talking about humor.
Humor.
All things haha. And we think
Okay.
we're qualified to because we think we're hilarious.
Which might be our downfall.
Yes. No, we wanted
Yeah.
to talk about it because I think over the years we've like remarked on how we think the same things are funny.
Yeah, I wrote down some things that I think are funny. I wonder how they match up with yours. We definitely laugh a lot,
We do.
but
We do. Well, I do feel like today Sarah's science segment should come first because it really talks about the origins of our individual
perfect.
humor.
Yeah, let's do it.
So Eric and I were lucky enough to work at a university where a NIH-funded, nationally recognized subject matter expert worked, Gina Moreau,
Yeah.
who she's a
Dr.
developmental
Gina Moreau.
Gina Moreau. Yes, girl. She's a developmental psychologist, and her kind of entire last, I don't know, like probably 20 years of focused research has been on how infants both perceive and develop humor. And like, it's the cutest stuff to watch her studies.
She had like a Nova special a while back, didn't
Oh,
she?
yeah,
And then
yeah,
she was
she's-
featured in like New York Times and
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, her stuff
So
comes
it's-
up all the time. Like
Yeah.
because her research is weirdly, not a lot of people have gone
yeah, it's
down
very
this path.
niche. I don't know if that's the right term, but
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
To summarize kind of what she's found over the past, 2 decades, first and foremost, as soon as babies are kind of like in the getting close to 6 months old, they look to adults, mostly their parents, to see if something is funny. So Gina's research kind of coined this idea of social referencing. So she tracked infant eyes, and when they could lock in, they like look at a face and they're like, oh, it's safe. And that is
Okay.
then they laugh. So it's like they look at the face to see if it's a situation that they don't know about is either funny or scary. So
And these
based
are
on whether
infants.
yeah, like
So
like
what under 6 months?
6 months, yeah. So
Okay.
they're kind of like they look at the face and you're going, oh, yay, and they're like,
Yeah.
ah, oh, and
Yeah.
they giggle. But if you're like panicked. They're like, bad. Gina Moreau's science has found that incongruity, like things that are like, wait, that doesn't belong here, is like really the engine of all humor. So like if you put a if you put a book on your head, and instead of a hat, babies are like, that's funny. And also I agree with that, just for the record. And then this is what I love the most. As young as 12 months, like by 12 months, even earlier in some babies, they have developed their own like comic taste. So, of
Wow.
course, at 6 months, a baby is laughing because you laugh. But by 12 months, babies laugh at a thing on its own. So they've started like to figure out what is really hilarious to them. So that's like, some, I don't know, when you laugh at something ridiculous and someone's like, why do you think that's funny? And you're like, I don't know. I just think it's funny.
Is that something you can influence as a parent? Like,
well, I'm sure, yeah.
That's just
totally.
something that
but
naturally happens.
I think probably like if you are like cued into your baby's sense of humor, you can probably like influence it a little. But there's also just like babies, like humans, they just are the way they are.
Year one is when you want to start them watching the funny shows
Lucy.
You watch. Yeah.
Right.
That way, when they're older, you can watch it and enjoy it together.
Maybe. We'll have to call Gina. We'll text her and ask her if that's true. And then lastly, I think this might be obvious. Gina's research, if this were any other researcher that we didn't know, I would call her Moreau. But because we both know Gina, I'm saying Gina. Gina's research also connects humor to attachment style. So like if you share humor with your children, in like, that's like a social bonding thing that creates security and secure attachment. And that is, you only laugh like a true, like relaxed, happy laugh when you feel safe. Like you're not, if you're scared, you're not like, I mean, some people do have nervous laughter, but like you're not laughing at something
but you're
funny.
not going to lose it. You're not going
to giggle. You're not like, so that is something that is really important for research. So that's kind of like I think that's funny.
Somebody's pissed off.
Who do you think that? Who do you think that was?
It sounded like Jeremiah, but I wonder if it's Susan, because she's been very annoyed with homework, and I think Emily might be getting out of her case. Yeah.
Oh. See, okay, like let's just break down that scene for a second. Disembodied steps stomping up the stairs. Eric looks to the side, kind of like, and then a door slams, which punctuates it, and Eric reacts. And the question is like, what teenager is disgruntled? And that's funny to me because I don't live with teenagers.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So that's kind of the science around like our origins of humor are like, it's immediate. It is baked into our, like, to us. And I think that's important because you might think of like comedy or laughter. It's like, it's silly, so it's not important, but it actually serves obviously incredible dividends to laugh a lot. There's the science around the serotonin blasts you get in your brain. It can create, even like laughing with strangers, like at movies or theater, it creates a general like wellness effect. People feel connected to something larger than themselves. So there's just a lot of research out there that's like, we should be laughing more.
It's the best medicine,
as they always say. Plus an apple a day, obviously.
An apple a day is hilarious. Yeah.
That's you get it. I've been saying it for years. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you find funny?
I'm really glad you asked. Let me pull up my notes. Well, in order to answer that, I did just briefly want to share my personal kind of like taxonomy on comedy. So like there's sketch comedy, short scripted scenes. It's kind of like the gold standard of showing structure in comedy. Like it's the easy, people understand. It's like SNL, Then there's like anti-humor, so there is no punchline, and that is why it's funny. Like the there's no climax, and everyone's like, "Oh, the letdown is funny."
Yeah.
That
I
like
equate
and
that to like the British humor. Would that be accurate?
yes, probably that and
Sure.
absurdist.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Okay.
like I think of like Andy Kaufman
Oh yeah.
was,
Okay.
like he'd be like reading Catch 22 on a stage for like 8 minutes, and people would start to
Hmm.
laugh because they're like, "Is this the bit?" Like,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
like, "Huh?" Um, then there's cringe or like awkward comedy, which I love. I think like that is kind of like the UK Office or the like that was like really cringe.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, certainly more cringe than the American, but the American's
very
definitely
cringe,
very, very awkward.
very awkward.
Yeah. Yep.
Then there's like absurdist, which logic
Hmm.
has left the building.
Hmm.
My favorite example of that is I think you should leave. Have you seen that?
Oh, no.
It's Tim
Have I?
Robinson. It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
Okay.
Monty
No, I
Python
haven't.
would be another great
Yep.
example of like
Yep.
absurdist humor. Then there's the deadpan or dry humor, like
Hmm.
Bob Newhart. Great, he
Yep.
was so
Yep.
deadpan.
Yep.
Observational comedy. So like you kind of that's like Seinfeld, like what's the deal with
Right.
blah, and then you explain
Right.
something everyone already like feels, but
Hmm.
you didn't know that was common.
Right.
Self-deprecating humor, we all know what that is. Like Conan O'Brien is known for his
Hmm.
incredibly self-deprecating humor. Satire, so political cartoons, also SNL often, or like my favorite example, because I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Veep, a
Yep.
fantastic scathing satire
It's
on
great.
comedy and on politics. Then there's character comedy, that is like it becomes so specific. Like,
You ever
the
watch Mad TV
yeah,
with Stewart?
yes, Stuart,
Stewart and his mom.
Stuart, yeah, yeah. The Target Lady, great example.
Target
Kristen
lady,
Wiig's
yep.
Target Lady,
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah.
You're checked out. Yeah. So within those those kinds of, for me, those are kind of my categories. I'm sure there are others.
Yes.
I'm sure. But I would say that I kind of surprised myself, because I probably would have just been like, I just like sketch comedy. But I realized, because I created a quiz for us that you
Oh,
will be
excellent.
taking as well, and we will find out what your sense of humor is.
Okay.
I'm like absurdist. I love absurdist humor.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay. So we align on a lot of things. I did you just spill your? So definitely awkward humor was at the top of my list.
Okay.
I listed off a couple of shows like The Office, Jury Duty, which I know you didn't like.
That's not comedy. That was like heart-wrenching for you.
It was all of the above, but when we're talking about the comedic
Okay.
portion
You
of
liked
it,
that
definitely.
there was like, like the awkward.
The awkwardness of like
yeah.
trying to make somebody react.
Right.
I thought, yeah. Anyway, slapstick, dry humor, absurd. So last time I was at Graham's house, I wanted everybody to watch the new Naked Gun with me.
Oh, yeah.
And I probably talked it up too much. But
No one liked
nobody
it.
found it funny. But I loved it. I watched it on a plane.
Yeah.
And I had to like quiet down because I was like worried I was disturbing my yes. Yes. I thought it was hilarious.
You were hee-hawing too much.
But I had watched the original just to prep for the new one, because I knew there were going to be references, and I hadn't seen the original in a while. And Jerry was just in the room with me, and he thought it was hilarious.
Interesting.
And so what I'm discovering about Jeremiah is that he's big into absurd humor.
And we know that.
Yeah. And
And
so
Jerry's
like,
also famous for his bits.
yes, he's very
Horrible.
horrible. Spagooty?
Spagruta? Yeah, like
No, but
clearly a comic emerges.
he was on the floor in stitches um when I was watching Arrested Development,
Ugh,
and
great show.
there was a bit to where whenever somebody got sad,
They
the
was like,
Charlie Brown music, the Charlie Brown,
yeah,
and he just
yeah.
thought it was hilarious. And
It is
so
hilarious.
he's like big into like the absurd, the outrageous,
Mm-hmm.
the just the over the top kind of stuff. And then he's into the bits. So like the recurring like
Yep.
joke just keeps popping up when you least expect
Yep.
it.
Yep.
And so he and I are kind of, I think I might have influenced him in that way.
Or it's like, yeah, you probably did, but also, I'm so curious about like the why behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why do we think these things are funny? I find that something I go to a lot is I personally think that excellent comedy is very smart, even if it looks
Yes.
dumb.
No,
Like,
for sure.
it picks up on nuance in a way that
Yep.
you're like, damn, that was good. Like, it brings everyone in on something that that takes a lot of architecture behind the scenes to like land.
I agree. Yeah. One show that I always laugh at, and I've probably watched it 3 or 4 times through, is Broad City.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Which is forever funny.
It's so good.
Emily makes fun of me because when I first watched this show, and I would just laugh every time, and I just said, "This show is outrageous," and she was just like, "What?"
That reminds
Like,
me of
it's such like a dad thing to
Yeah,
say.
you're like,
you're watching like these 20-something women
check
living their
it
lives
out.
in New York City, and like, yeah, like these girls are so outrageous.
This can't be real. That reminds me of
But
Pete
in my defense, it's a funny show.
It is outrageous. It's very
Remind you of
funny.
what?
Oh, Pete Campbell from Mad Men, when he always goes, a thing like that. It's like his like 1950s catchphrase.
Yeah.
It's fine.
A thing like that.
A thing like that. It'll be like a man landed on the moon, and he's like, a thing like that. And it's like JFK got shot, and he's like, a thing like that. It's just doesn't matter what it is.
And it's meant to be funny?
No,
Oh, okay.
not in that context, but I find it funny because he's such a dweeb.
Yeah.
I want to hover a little on improv because we've talked about it before, and I want this in this comedy. There's like a couple of, so for me, I don't know why, I don't know how, but I fell in love with like female comedians, like classic ones. I guess just like being an only child, watching Nick at Night. I watched I Love Lucy, the Carol Burnett show. I watched Bewitched, which was kind of a comedy. I Dream of Jeannie. I just thought like funny women were so funny, and it just stuck with me. And so then I did get into improv. And of course, I think like with anything, like with your Tommy DePaula moment with your mom, like this camp counselor was like, "Hey, kid, you're funny. Like, do this improv troupe thing with me." And I was like, and I just did. And then I did improv in high school, and I did in college. And what I love about improv and the humor part of it, I mean, improv is like everyone's favorite thing to bag on because when it's bad, it's so bad. But there's this moment, if you watch improv, like Drew Carey show or whatever, long enough where if you watch a good troupe, it's like you feel this thing where something happens that shouldn't be possible. Like two people who have no plan, no script, no idea where it's going. They create something that is like, it's like, this is how it always was going to be. And you're sitting there and you're like, oh my God, like, how did these people do that? And what I like about it is it's like, it's science. And so like in my improv troupe in college, we had this one, director of the improv troupe who was super, super nerdy. And she shared this research with us from this guy named Charles Lim. He was a surgeon, but he's also a jazz musician. And he got really into watching jazz musicians, like kind of like riff with each other. and figure out how they did that so well. And he put them in fMRI machines and watched what happened to their brains in real time. And the same thing happens with comedians, improv comedians. Your internal critic, the like frontal part of your brain, that's like your filter, that's like, don't say that, that's stupid, kind of like shuts down. And improv, like jazz artists and improv comedians can kind of like flip that on and off when they're like playing. And what turns on is a different part of your prefrontal cortex that's associated with self-expression. So kind of an improv or like jazz riffing, your like true self really comes out with no filter. And in order for that to happen, you have to really trust people. And improv is this like act. It's like a love letter to the person you're playing with, where you're like, you're always yes-anding, right? You're always like, yep, we're going to roll with it. We're going to keep, because like you can't keep shutting things down. You have to trust the other person that they're going to like carry you in the scene. And like, whether it's physical comedy or like a really wild joke, they're not just going to be like, you're a loser. And it ends up being like, you have to listen really, really hard and make sure that you're picking up on the nuance of what this other person is developing in real time. And it's just like, it's so cool. And there have been so many times where I've realized that some of the skills that I learned or used or honed in improv have like become really helpful in real life. And I love it.
With the yes and device, I guess is what you'd call it. Did you ever learn a no but?
Not an improv.
No. Okay. Because when my first exposure to yes and was through writing.
Oh.
So like when you're trying to like build a plot, or you're trying to create momentum, you're trying to move from one beat to the next in a story. It was like a storytelling device. So when your character got to a certain point, a decision to make, or at a crossroads, you could say yes and that would help you, kind of overcome writer's block, or just move the story along. Or you could ask no but. So like it just takes you in a different direction. I wasn't sure if that translated into
the yes and I think like is just, it's part of why it's so funny in improv. Like there's no but, because the more yeses you get, sometimes the more absurd it gets. And you're like, you and I are in a scene and I'm playing your mother and you're an infant. And all of a sudden, like I've been like, oh, here's my infant and you can talk. I would never say like, infant, why are you talking? I would be like, amazing, my infant can talk. And you like, you're just like, yes. So it's like, yes.
Yeah.
Which I love. And then also like, there's something so important. Like there's like something sacred about making your partner look good. Like your job is not to outshine. Part of the trust. Yeah. Your partner is incredibly important in making this whole thing work. And you don't want to steamroll someone. You want to, sometimes you can see someone like want to jump in, but they're like, ooh, he's on a roll, and it goes in a completely different direction. You gotta like, you're like, oh, I thought we were going to space and now we're like in the Grand Canyon. Okay. And you never want to make the other person look bad. You just want to like alley-oop.
And that makes sense. That's like a life skill, like roll with the punches and like support and teamwork and all that.
And I love it. And I love improv so much. And anyone who doesn't is like, it's fine, but you're not as cool as you think you are.
I've always loved watching it. The college would do little performances, once or twice a year. I'd go and watch those. Sometimes they're bad. Sometimes they were just hilarious.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm such a fan of Dropout, because the majority of all of those shows are based in improv, though they're like gamified, or there's just different things they do to make it more creative. But that show is like totally fresh, and actually they're up for a couple of Emmys, I believe.
Or are they? I keep meaning to watch it. I haven't watched it.
It's huge because it's like one of the first internet shows being recognized for Emmys.
Totally.
And they're getting bigger names now that they're becoming more recognized, which is kind of cool.
So
like I think Chelsea Peretti is on one of the shows tonight.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna watch that.
So
yeah,
are there things that no matter what, when you think of it, you laugh? Like memories, jokes, situations?
yeah.
Give
Honestly,
me one.
it's not like jokes.
Yes.
It's like it's mostly at me.
Yeah.
I have a new story for you that I think you
I'm
might
ready.
find funny.
I'm ready.
So I don't think I've ever told anyone this because I found it so embarrassing, and then I just forgot about it, and then I was reminded of it when I was prepping for this. But okay, so you remember Mike Osborne?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So coach,
Mikey,
athletics director. He was a director, right?
He was a assistant athletic director and basketball coach.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's this time where
and he's
Mike
just like he's like a jockey dude who's very genial, but like he's this cool guy.
Right. So there's this time he asked me to take photos of the women's soccer team. And so like, yeah, of course, that's part of the job. I go take photos of, students and things happening around campus, and taking team photos was part of that. So I meet with him on the field, and he's like in full coach mode, like, Kirk, how are you? I'm good, and that's just not me. That's not the language I speak. Right. And then, so he just like launches into this like update about who's here and like who's running late and, what the plan is. And I'm just there with my camera, but he's like putting off pure coach energy. He's got his clipboard in hand. He's like focused, commanding. He's like exuding leadership, right? And so he like eventually wraps up, and as he does, he extends his hand forward. Yeah. Now, in my defense, it was like the exact height and distance of a fist bump, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so my brain goes like, oh, we're fist bumping now. And before I can like stop myself, I'm committed, right?
You're in.
And, it's not a hesitant fist bump, it's like, this is not a test fist bump. This is like full confident, good game coach kind of thing.
All five knuckles.
But then I'm like halfway there and I realize, Mike is not fist bumping me. He's not even like looking. He's not even looking at me. He's like gesturing with his clipboard in hand.
Oh, right? He's got it.
Yeah. So he's doing something. And so at that point, like momentum is taken over, there's nothing that's going to stop this. But on the way, my mind is like glitching out. Oh. My hand just kind of forgets how to make a fist.
Oh no.
And I just sort of like touch the back of his hand while he's holding a clipboard.
Did he turn
and so he
look?
Pauses. He's like, it's not just he pauses. He like looks at me. And I just look at him, and then like, like two men, we just
you were like
act like nothing happened.
You're like, good.
And but unfortunately, all of the women are there posed for their photo. And they see this whole thing happen.
You were like,
and they're trying not to laugh. I see one girl just like spins around and just like so every time I would go like take photos of the games or whatever, I know there had to be at least one
women's soccer player
there who was like, oh look,
there's that guy,
there's clipboard punch guy, or like.
Oh,
so
God.
That's the kind of stuff that I think back and like, I'll definitely shake my head, but like, you gotta laugh at it, right? Like
you do. You really do. And it's like, okay, so if we break that scene down, it's cringe, it's awkward, but it's also like the that absence thing, like where you're like, there was no punchline and you were just like, oh.
You're right.
Because he wasn't in on the joke. You guys were like, you were creating your whole own thing.
I was just in my own little world. Yeah. Yeah. Other things that I definitely laugh at every time I watch, like Will Forte will get me every time. So he's got this bit where it's SNL, I think, and he acts like, so he's playing a student at a spelling bee.
Yeah.
And they're like, the word is business. And he's like, business. And you can tell he's like struggling, like, I don't know how to spell this. And so he like asks the follow-up questions.
Yeah.
But then so there's like this big lead up, like, okay. And then he just goes, BUSAGLR. And then he just goes on for like 3 minutes. It gets me every time.
Similarly, every time the culps get me, the one that they reprised for the SNL 50th, when I usually the singing, the Anna Gasteyer and Will Ferrell playing the culps, or the whatever they are. It sends me every time. I lose it. I can watch it 3 times in a row and it still gets me every time. I don't even really like Will Ferrell that much. Like I felt like Will Ferrell's humor was never, it was like a lot of physical comedy, which is fine, but it's not my favorite because it's not as nuanced and like smart, not to sound like a D-bag.
No, I would agree.
But
I was going to say that. Yeah. It's not as, it's not as smart.
Yeah.
It's goofy.
It's goofy. Yeah. And it's fine. And I see his appeal, but
he's funny. I find it funny.
Very.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what I loved when he did that, when he was doing Funny or Die skits, and he did that one with the baby who locked him out.
We just watched that.
This is so funny.
Where's my money?
But yeah.
And he's like, it's like acting like a 3-year-old, his landlord. Or whatever.
Yeah. That's funny. Anyway, I think he's very funny, but I never was really drawn. Like even Anchorman, I didn't like. People were obsessed with Dodgeball, whatever.
So here's the thing. Like, and I think probably Monty Python is the best example of this. But what I find is that I'll watch these movies or watch these comedy bits, and I'll laugh harder quoting them with my friends than I will actually watching them.
Yeah. When you watch them, it's almost a letdown. You're like, oh.
Yeah. But then you bring it into context of like your own life, and you kind of start applying it to scenarios that you find yourself in. Yeah. And it's like 10 times funnier for whatever reason.
Totally. So good example. So one of my best friends, Meredith, and we think we're hilarious, but just in prep for this, I was like, what do you think our funniest joke is? She was like, to other people or to us? And her wife was like, I was like, to other people, and she was like, none. Like, you guys are not funny, and we're constantly cracking up.
So what do you think is funny? I'm curious.
Oh, just for example, I don't know why. One time we were watching Kung Fu Panda, and that's like objectively, like there are funny bits of it, but it's not meant to be like a haha comedy. But there's this part where Jack Black, as the panda, his dad, is a duck, and he wants him to do the, oh my God, you just did it. So
I did.
So yeah. So Jack Black is the father is always waiting for Jack Black to have this dream about becoming a dumpling maker like the duck, and he's like, it will come to you. You will have this dream, and it never does because he wants to do kung fu, and he's got a different dream. And so Jack Black's character comes down and he's like, Dad, I want to tell you, about my dream. And the duck is like, but it never comes because he's like, he's like, I want to be a kung fu artist, and he's like, huh. So we just it's been 20 years, and we'll be like,
we're quoting the same movies, and maybe I'll save this for another episode. But between me, Evelyn, Emily, and Owen, we grew up basically on the same movies. We're quoting the same movies 20, 30 years later,
and over again. Yeah. Another.
Look, dude, where's my car? It's similar to. It's and Dan.
And Dan. No, and Dan.
and Dan.
Yeah. excuse me. I find that so so the inside jokes, like over time, they just get better and better because they like morph and they take on a whole new meaning. Like sometimes, like my friend and I that I was just referencing, we both call each other Dee Dee, like Deedee, and the reason that came to be was because we were traveling abroad and we were in Greece, and there was this like very traditional Greek music playing, and it was like with like a accordion, and for days after we were singing that song back to each other, but we would be like, and it just like after like 2 weeks of doing that, now it's like, oh yeah, it's that shorthand, and it's so funny. Her wife calls me Dee Dee, you know, like then I call her wife DRL because at one point when they were first dating, I couldn't remember her name, and I forgot that I had this nickname for her, which was her name is Allison, and I was calling her Dr. Allison, and then I was calling her Dr. Leeson, and then I couldn't remember her name, so I called her Dirty Sanchez. And like it was like you just get to these points where you're like, what are we even saying? Like how'd
you get to DRL? Dr.
Leeson, DRL. And now I call her Durl.
Daryl. Okay.
You know? Anyway, so inside jokes are another one that just like, yeah, they get like your family with my pants. My pants.
My pants?
My pants.
That was actually on my list. My pants.
It's,
that's from Undercover Blues. It's Stanley Tucci who goes by, he's like a I don't know, gangster, but he's just like a bad guy, you know?
Yeah.
And so he goes by the name Morte, you know, for death. But he's got this funny accent. It's like, I'm Muerte. And the protagonist calls him, oh, Morty, hey, how's it going? And he's just like this buffoon of a villain. Like he's not even that bad because of how ridiculous he is. And then he's just an over the top kind of character. And he somehow gets himself in the alligator pit at the zoo. And in order to save him, the guy's like, well, you're going to have to give me your pants. And he's got like these tight leather pants. And he pauses. He's like, my pants?
My pants?
Yeah.
Same vibe with Princess Diaries with Sandra Oh, who's the principal of the of the private school. And
the queen is coming.
The queen is coming. Like, why is that so funny, and why do I still quote it?
We that's one we quote.
Because she goes, Kapta. And
she hangs up.
Yeah.
The queen is coming.
The queen is coming. It's funny. It's just funny.
Me and Owen, believe it or not, watched that together.
It's really good.
When it first came out.
Or
maybe it was the second one because we loved the first one so much. I think that's what it was.
I believe it. I've created a trivia for us, and I need my pen because I created this quiz, and you're gonna take it, and we're gonna see where we rank.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, so for each question, I'll give you A, B, and C, and all of the questions obviously are going to add up. This is like a Cosmo Girl quiz, so I'll add up at the end. Okay, Eric, someone trips and drops a massive stack of papers. Your instinct is to A, laugh immediately, then help. B, keep a perfectly straight face and ask if they need a hand. C, say something unhelpful like gravity is real. D, make meaningful eye contact with a stranger across the room.
I think it depends on the manner they fall.
Like they're not hurt. They just drop papers.
And
the
papers go everywhere?
Everywhere.
You know,
papers go everywhere.
If it's dramatic, I'm laughing.
You're
and
laughing.
I know that
and then
they're
you
okay.
Help.
I'm laughing.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah. I think I would definitely make sure they're okay if it looked like a hard fall.
I know you would. I know you would. Your ideal punchline is A, absurd and unexpected. The joke goes somewhere that no one saw coming. B, painfully relatable. C, no punchline. Silence is the punchline. Or D, sharp and a little uncomfortable, even if it says something true.
I think A.
A.
Yeah.
Okay. Writing that down. Someone tells you a joke and it doesn't land. You, A, analyze out loud why it didn't work, which is somehow funnier. B, laugh anyway because you like the effort. C, stare at them for a full 3 seconds and then change the subject. Or D, ask them to explain it and nod gravely.
What was the first one?
Analyze out loud why it didn't work, which is somehow funnier.
No.
I think you're B.
One?
I think you're B. Laugh anyway because you love the effort.
Yeah. I think that's what I would do.
Okay.
I might ask them to explain it, but
I don't think you would nod gravely.
not extinct.
You'd throw them a laugh.
Yeah.
The funniest thing in a movie, right? The funniest thing in a movie is a character fully committed to an increasingly unhinged bit, a perfect physical comedy with zero dialogue, a joke that makes sense with deeply obscure references, or a character saying the exact thing you weren't supposed to be thinking.
The character one?
A character saying the exact thing you weren't supposed to think.
The one
the
where
character fully committed to an unhinged bit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Someone says something wildly inappropriate at a dinner party. Do you make it worse by elaborating? Watch the room implode with genuine delight? Pivot to a tangentially related absurd topic? Or note it for a bit later?
I would probably make it worse.
Okay.
I would probably make
Oh, you are coming in. You're coming in real on cue here. Your humor tends to come from the gap between how things are and how they're supposed to be, committing hard to something completely ridiculous, being extremely literal in situations that demand otherwise, or noticing the tiny mundane things that everyone else has missed.
What was the second one?
Committing hard to something completely ridiculous.
I think it's that one. Though I would.
Well,
I
no,
think
Eric,
there's
that's your
3 in there.
It's your category. Okay, last. Deep down, humor exists because we're all confused and scared, and laughter helps. Absurdity is the truest response to an absurd world. Someone has to point out the thing no one wants to say, or I reject the entire premise of this question. Absurdity. Okay. So, your results, absurdist. Okay, one. All right, you got 4 cringe artist, 2 absurdist, and 2 observationalist. So we'll go with cringe. And according to my definition, if you are a cringe artist, you're willing to go to uncomfortable places and stay there longer than anyone thought was reasonable. You're in good company with many comedians, but specifically, I picked Nathan Fielder and Tim Robbins. And I now, because you like absurdist humor, you're going to have to watch I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah, Nathan Fielder's got some pretty cool stuff out.
Yes.
Some recent stuff too.
I would start with I Think You Should Leave. Just blast through those. I would say like 8 times out of 10, it's a great sketch. And like 2 times out of 10, it flops. Like,
so did you take the quiz?
Oh, yeah.
Where did you land?
I am the absurdist. So logic is a suggestion. You've probably laughed alone at something you could never explain to anyone, in good company with Monty Python, and I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, friends. If you're enjoying the show, the best way to support it is by leaving a quick rating and review. It helps more people discover Friends on Purpose, and we're always happy to make new friends. If you've already done so, that's awesome. You're helping more future friends find the show.
Are you familiar with with Chit?
No.
Okay, so this is a sketch comedy. It was born out
British?
of TikTok. No, I think what's the Chicago comedy place?
Groundlings.
I think it's people from there. But it's just this internet TikTok comedy about Chit. He's an accountant, and it's filmed in the point of view of one of his coworkers. So his coworker's always talking to Chit, and then it's like he's holding his phone just documenting their day. And Chit is just like this crazy nerd who is just absurd. And he just pulls things out of his pocket that are just totally like, you're always like surprised by Chit, you know, because
That's really funny.
You know, and then they brought in Jenna Fisher from The Office to act in it because it got that popular. They were able to get her in on it.
That's really funny.
But the bit that they were most famous for was he walks into his boss's office and his boss is in there. There's the guy who's holding the camera, and then there's this African American woman, their coworker, and he walks in and he says, "Hey, is there a black person here?" And they're like, "What? Is there a black person here?" And they're like, "What are you talking about?" And so she gets really defensive. It's like, "Yeah, Chit, there is." And he's like, "Oh, great." And then she says, "There's a white person here too." And he's like, "Oh, I don't need one of those." And then it turns out that he's saying, "Is there a black purse in here?" Yeah. And then they hand it to him, and then she feels all bad. It's like, "Oh yeah, sorry, Chit. Yeah, that." And so you got to watch it. It's blown up.
That's
it's definitely
funny.
worth a watch.
Have you? Well, I have to shout out Portlandia. I love those two, Fred Armisen and Carrie Brownstein.
That's another one we quote constantly.
Yep.
Was I driving fast when I came here? No, you weren't. It's just like I put my foot on the accelerator and the whole car just moves forward.
Also, do you know Chris Fleming? He's popped up a lot recently. I went to middle school with this guy, but he's like very famous. He's a physical comedian. He's got 2 HBO specials. He's acted in he's
the
actually
guy with the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And
like curly long hair.
He's hilarious.
He's really funny. So
he's like very original.
Very. He's very, yes. And so I've been like tracking him since, I don't know, 2004. Cause like I went to middle school with him and then he left. I don't even know if he went to college. He just like went out to LA and has just been pursuing comedy ever since then. And he's just like, he's so original that it's weird. You know, you're like, how's he thinking of this stuff? But he's one I would, if anyone's looking for a comedy rec. Also, there's like, I think, I remember I didn't know a lot about stand-up comedy as a young person. But before Ellen got canceled and was told, everyone found out she was mean, her stand-up special, oh my God, I'm blanking on the name of it right now. It was the first time that I was like laughing so hard I was like crying uncontrollably. Like I couldn't get control of my emotions because I was laughing so hard. I made everyone watch it, and it's just like I love those moments when you like find something that you just like, you guys have to see this, but it's such a bummer when you're like, this is so funny, and someone's like, no, it's not, and you're like, yeah, because it just lights you. It's like sharing your a song you love with someone, and they're like, I hate it, and you're like,
it's like, well, like you're saying in the
jury
beginning,
duty.
like you don't laugh. Yeah, jury duty. You don't laugh around. You laugh around people you're comfortable with.
Totally.
And then when those people don't find it funny, it is a huge letdown.
It's such a bummer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My friend that I've been referencing, Meredith, when we want to tell each other that we miss each other, we're like, I wish we were in bed looking at reels giggling. It's just like, it's such a nice feeling to just be like, look, the dog's driving.
I mean, that's me and Emily every night. We'll send each other reels and TikToks while we're next to each other in bed, you know?
Yep. I love that.
Are there, what sort of things do you not find funny?
I don't think it's funny when people are cruel to each other, like jokes at other people's expense. Never really funny. Like, I don't even, this is like probably very controversial, but like, I don't think it's funny when people like call Donald Trump like a fat orange Cheeto. I'm like, that's not, it doesn't take, that type of humor, that doesn't do it for me. I like physical comedy, but I'm not, it's like not my favorite.
loves physical comedy. She cannot help herself.
Yeah. I don't like when someone...
She'd be the one who watched somebody trip.
And,
she would
just
laugh
die laughing.
First. Even if they like broke their nose.
My partner's kind of like that too. Like I fall and I'm hurt and she's laughing and I'm like really hurt.
I don't like wife jokks.
No, obviously not. Yeah, but dead baby jokes. Like,
well, it's not even dead. It's like there's like this genre of like
women are so annoying. Am I right?
It's not even women. It's like the old ball and chain kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where and it's in the context of it's the husband telling it. You know, it's not like a comedian.
Like my wife is so annoying. She always like.
I just don't. Yeah. It's just like. And I think it's kind of like a boomery thing, like, we just all hate our wives, you know, kind of thing.
Like, am I right?
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, are you trying to be funny?
It's not funny to be mean to someone.
Yeah. Especially the person who's supposed to be like the most lovable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, the other thing would be, I just watched snippets of the Kevin Hart roast.
Well, I don't love roast.
I don't love roast
either. That feels like jokes at people's expenses.
This one in particular, though, was like really like, oh no, like are like all of you are terrible.
That's kind of like how I felt that way at the Tom Brady roast. Like I just like I don't.
But this one was like even more so. Like the things that were being said and like they were just very like. I don't know. I guess like the caveat there is like we were saying like, oh, it takes intelligence. Like I think there probably is like a lot of intelligence that goes into a really good roast, but I don't like it when like the whole point of the joke is like to really take a dig at someone. Yeah.
It's an art to be able to make fun of someone.
I think what was different about this one was that it actually felt personal.
Yeah.
Like there were more than just jokes. Like people were actually getting things off their chest. Like that's the impression I was getting.
That's not fun to watch.
No, it wasn't.
Well, speaking of, do you want to hear some of my jokes I wrote about you?
About me?
Yeah.
Oh no. You're going to roast me?
Yeah. But gently.
Gross.
A gentle roast.
Here we go.
Okay. Eric has a very specific sense of humor. He finds things funny in a really thoughtful, considered way, almost like he's submitted the joke to an internal ethics board before laughing, and somehow it makes it funnier when he does. Huh? You're thoughtful? No. Okay.
Why is that funny?
Because you're thoughtful. All right, let's go on the same trend here. Eric doesn't really do small talk. You say, "How are you?" and he actually tells you, which is terrifying the first time and then deeply refreshing forever after. Huh? Because you talk a lot? No. Eric.
No. I mean, that feels more like a compliment than.
That's what I'm going for here, Eric. I'm making fun of you and then I'm caressing you. Okay. Doing a podcast with Eric is wonderful because he always brings such great energy. He's also brings approximately 47% more context than any question requires. I'll ask, "What time is it?" and Eric will give me the full history of timekeeping. Huh?
You're getting closer on that one. You're getting closer. I would, yeah.
Okay.
It's in there. It's in there.
I got to workshop them more.
Yeah.
All right. I'll come back next week. Well, those are the best of the best. So I don't think you want to hear the other ones.
I mean, it kind of made me feel good, but I feel bad for not laughing.
Oh, it's okay. You can't help that you don't think my jokes are funny.
Well, yeah.
I didn't want to roast you too hard, you know?
Well, those weren't roasts.
Eric, some of them were. I said you talked a lot and you gave me a lot of detail. You know? That you're really gentle and thoughtful. I don't know.
I hate it. I hate that I'm this way. I
hate that I'm the way I am.
Ridiculous.
It's important for us to be able to laugh at ourselves, and we're working on that. And our partner should be really friggin' thankful.
We are. Yeah. Yeah.
We're becoming less sensitive people. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I did not write a joke for you. I'm sorry.
Sorry. They would have been better than mine. In our improv troupe in college, we had a rule. There was like no vulgarities. We were like it was like humor so clean your grandma could come. and there's no jokes at each other's expenses or anyone else's expense. And like that, it feels good when you can make someone laugh.
I have to tell you. Okay, so we were all sitting around the dinner table.
Yeah.
And Samuel, being Samuel, he's just like, you know, totally, he just lets it all out, you know?
Yeah.
And he doesn't care. Like he just says anything that comes into his head, right? And so he's just like this big man now, you know? So like, he's dishing up his food and he comes over and he just sits, you know, plops down. Yeah. He's like, oh. He starts eating and he's like, And he touches his mouth. He's like, oh, the dumbass canker sore. And he's like loud. And I'm like, and we're all around the table. I'm like, language. And then he genuinely says, he says, canker sore? And I just,
and you were like you,
no, like ass. You said ass.
You said,
like, oh,
you said canker sore?
Canker sore?
What's a canker sore? That's funny. Did
I tell you what Jerry said about, maybe I told you this already. So like Susan was complaining about being so bored. There's nothing to do. And she wouldn't shut up about it until finally Jerry says, Susan, why don't you just do Dad a favor and listen to his podcast?
You did tell me that.
I was like, bro.
And you were like, listen. Whoa. We're not that hard up. Okay, we have
I know we only
106
have
followers.
And listeners. 2 of those are us.
Over and over and over again. That's funny. Do Dad a favor. Put him out of his misery.
Why don't you do Dad a favor?
And she was like, ugh, not that bored.
Yeah, she's like, I don't think I'm bored anymore.
Yeah. Well, here's a good joke. What is the perfect lunch to have at the beach?
Sandwich. Hey.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah. I do joke of the I used to do joke of the day, but I do joke of the week now because it's hard to come up with. What do you call what do you call a hen who is good at arithmetic? A mathemachicken.
It's good.
What do astronomers at NASA do when they want to have a party? They plan it.
Yeah. Puns.
That's pretty good.
Puns are good. Puns are good.
Pretty
Puns
good.
Are good. Do you know the Sally one? Why'd Sally fall off the swing?
Why?
Because she had no arms. Okay, hold on. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Not Sally.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not for everybody.
I think we said some really revolutionary and truly profound things about humor today. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was all of Gina's research. Just reiterating something intelligent.
We introduced some people to Gina Moreau's research. Y'all should look it up for sure. She's got some really funny videos of babies giggling. Yeah. It's
there's a lot of jokes here that I will cut.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Sally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sally couldn't cut them.
Sally.
Because she doesn't have hands.
Got it.
Or arms. Oh. That was fun. Do you want to do it again?
Splashdown time.
Oh,
we need
shit.
To splash down first. Yeah.
Should we splash down?
We should splash down.
I'm rewatching Mad Men.
You already said that.
Oh. I love it.
It didn't make the cut, though, so we'll keep that in. You're rewatching Mad Men.
I'm rewatching Mad Men.
What does he say again?
A thing like that.
Thing like that.
A thing
That's
like
what I
that.
wanted to say when you said, I'm rewatching Mad Men.
Yeah, that would have been really funny
if I remember.
That would have been. You want to try it again?
Yeah.
So I'm rewatching Mad Men.
Thing like that.
Ooh.
Did I say it right?
Yeah. Good callback. See, that's another good humor
Callbacks.
instinct.
Callbacks are always funny.
Callbacks are very
make
funny.
me feel smart.
Correct.
Anyway.
You watching anything good?
No. I do have a new skincare routine though.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah. I've never
Your
had
skin
a
is looking nice.
routine.
You're so good. You have to start taking care.
Yeah. So Emily was so excited to hear that. I was like, hey, can you help me figure out how I should
You're like,
wash
does
my
conditioner
face every night?
Also go on your face? Do you use
it's combo, right?
Pert 2-in-1 for is the 2 also your face?
35 in one dollar
Armpits,
store
face,
shampoo.
butt, hair.
So we went to the store. We bought like 3 different like Korean skincare products, which I guess is like the best.
Koreans know what's up. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I've been doing that, and I feel like every night when I come into the bed, it was like I feel so refreshed. I feel
love
that. Yeah, I don't know.
Question: were you getting into bed without washing your face before? And I asked that because I don't wash my face every night. But it's like there's no like water. You just like got into bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't wash my face every night. It strips my oils. I feel like you and I probably have the same type of skin. We have combination skin, and you have to be very careful if you wash away the oil. You add the oil.
But
it's dry and oily.
No. Well, okay. I just always thought of myself having oily skin. Mm-hmm. And anytime as a teenager, like when I was like battling acne, mm-hmm. anytime I tried to do something to my face, it would just make it so much worse. Yeah. And so I just stopped trying.
Taking care of it.
And so I would wash it while I was in the shower, but that was it. And so I just lived life thinking, okay, don't touch my face or else I'll break out. Yeah. But I'm 41 now, and I feel like I can.
There's a new chapter.
Yeah.
Well, don't follow my skincare routine because
you need a little
big
star.
Old zit. I know. I'm really thrilled for you. I'm really happy to hear that. What about goatee beard care? Like, do you do anything with that?
See, Emily was wondering about that too because the first step of my skincare is oil. Mm-hmm. And I asked her, do I put it over my beard? And she's like, I don't know. You should look that up. And so I've just been doing that, and it's only been a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Since
it's
I've
looking
started.
Good. It's got a sheen to it in a nice way, not a greasy way. Looks lustrous.
And I've just been acting like it's not there. So I'll put the oil over it, and then I'll put the emulsion or whatever that comes after. And then I won't do the lotion because obviously I don't want lotion in my
exfoliation, not hair. Emulsion.
Emulsion, okay, whatever
exfoliant.
It is. Emulsion is
it's different. I don't think you're like
I used with screen printing.
Cool. I'm really happy for you. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait.
All right. Whoa.
Cat. God. Okay, bye.
Loki doesn't want us to do it again.
No, he doesn't.
All right.
Stop recording, Eric.